For 8 days and 7 nights, we traveled on a ship called the Evolution.
A quite nice cruise ship, has 16 rooms, and we really enjoyed the trip. We visited lots of different islands.
They would take us snorkeling. We actually went and paddled kayaks around one day. We did a lot of hiking, saw a lot of wildlife. And this is the portion where we were on the Evolution.
Enjoy.
On this itinerary, we covered more than 400 miles. The ship mostly traveled at night, and we'd be at a new destination each morning. We crossed the equator 4 times. The ship can take up to 32 passengers. Our voyage had 23. It has a crew of 18, plus 3 naturalist guides.
Oh look, a ship! Let's go ride the bow wave. Tell your friends.
Located at the mouth of the head of the Seahorse, Punta Vicente Roca is a popular spot to take ponga rides and explore a sunken cave. It's also a very good snorkeling spot. That afternoon, while crossing the channel to Fernandina, we encountered a super pod of dolphins. Some were flying high into the air.
At Punta Espinosa, we went ashore to find a lava landscape populated by thousands of marine iguanas. The sand here was quite interesting. Sea urchin spines, tiny shells, and shell fragments made the beach very colorful.
On day 3, our voyage continues to Urbina Bay and then up to Tagus Cove on Isabella.
A few bites, you might die. Or
Wow.
at least burn your stomach. Or it's also found in the Caribbean. It's Hippomane mancinella, poison apple. Really strong.
Tagus Cove is a sheltered deep-water bay. Charles Darwin was here in 1835, and a crater lake bears his name. We would soon ride pongas to this landing. Notice the ancient graffiti left by whalers and buccaneers. Once on shore, you can see carvings in the rocks as old as 1836.
We continue our voyage with a long passage around Isabella to Santiago and Bartolome Islands. That afternoon, some of us explored the lava field across the bay on Santiago. It was an incredible experience. There was molten lava artwork everywhere, from beautiful beds of pahoehoe or ropey lava to little domes and splatter cones.
So what do you think?
It's remarkable, absolutely remarkable. I mean, I've seen some lava flows before in Hawaii and Lake, but nothing compares to this.
Day 5, we'd be back to Santa Cruz and visit the beautiful Las Baches Beach. Accessible only by ship, we had the entire beach to ourselves. Then later that day, we cruised over to Rabida Island, where we snorkeled for over 2 hours. Rabida Island is also known for its red sand, sea lions, and a hyper-salty lagoon frequented by flamingos. Day 6, it was back to Santa Cruz, where we would spend most of the day on land exploring the highlands. Located in the central part of the island and at about 2,800 feet, we see a transition from the dry coastal vegetation to lush, wet fields and forests. This day, we would learn about the plants and animals found in these wet, lush environments. Although Darwin never visited Santa Cruz, evidence of animal diversification is everywhere in the Galapagos. His study of the island's so-called finches was instrumental in the development of this theory of evolution. He noted that the beaks of similar birds had adapted to different varieties of food sources. Some would eat seeds and others insects, yet they all seemed to have the same common ancestor. On this hike, we also visited a spot called Los Gemelos, which are 2 giant sinkholes caused by the collapse of ancient lava domes. Gemelos means twins in Spanish. Next stop was lunch, beer, and a visit to a private land tortoise sanctuary. It was somewhat muddy and everyone wore boots. Here the tortoises are quite friendly and love eating the yellow guavas that fall from the trees. It's not a place to wear yellow boots.
Very nice.
He's going after Don's yellow boots. See how close he can get to Don. Come on, Don, stay closer. You're a giant guayaba.
Donnie, you got this?
Yeah.
We're going into a lava tube, and it gets real angosto, narrow at one point.
Here we go.
Watch your step.
Down, down, down. Might have been better if I hadn't been drinking that stout before
How's
this.
the lighting with that?
Oh, here we go. This is the narrow
Okay, Charlie
part.
goes first.
Okay.
Keep going, keep going.
Keep going, you can do more. 12. Only 12?
I did 5.
Smile at the camera. Okay.
And now we're on our way out.
Later that afternoon, we took the Pongas to a place called Caleta Tortuga Negra, or Black Turtle Cove. It's a mangrove estuary teeming with life. Well, on day 7, we cruised way down to Española Island. Here we made 2 stops, one on land and the other in the water. Both were exceptional. Inside rocks.
Oh, this one.
Here comes the wave. Turn your cameras on.
Wave of the day. The snorkeling spot, called Garner Bay, had the largest population of curious sea lions we had ever seen. They were all over us. A couple kept grabbing my yellow fins and pulling me backwards.
And once, I stuck the back of my hand out, and a curious sea lion checked it out with his mouth. He didn't draw blood, but he made me remember these are wild animals. So enjoy our favorite sea lion encounter. This was our last night on board, and we were in for a wild encounter with nature. While we were anchored in Gardner Bay at night, we noticed a large group of Galapagos sharks alongside the ship.
Well, the lights from the ship were attracting flying fish, and this shiver of about 30 sharks were feeding on them. It was quite the sight. I wouldn't want to be in the water.
Early on day 8, we circled Kicker Rock before disembarking at the main port on San Cristobal Island.
Our time on the Evolution was truly a magical experience. We enjoyed the company of our fellow passengers and appreciated the professionalism of the crew. If you go to the Galapagos, we can highly recommend this ship and the itinerary we chose.